Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Chris's collection. Lo and behold, Devil May Cry 3 Special Edition. We did part 1 and part 2. Let's go for part 3. I actually don't own the original. This is the only one I have is Special Edition, so it's not like I didn't have the task of like, do I play both, which I would have because they're two different games with two different stories. But no, I just own the Special Edition. The story behind this, I actually did not. Oh, look at that! Yeah, you can play as Virgil. I actually did not play
Devil May Cry.
Devil May Cry 3 when it first came out. This was during the time when I really wasn't into gaming, so I never played it. I knew it was a prequel that took place before Devil May Cry 1. But I really didn't know anything else aside from that. So I was working at a GameStop around this time, and Capcom had gotten the 3 games that were on PS2 and had packaged them in like this collector pack where it had 1, 2, and 3 all together. I owned 1 already. I had lost 2, as I mentioned in the earlier this week with the previous story, and I had never played 3. So I was working at GameStop and I saw that and I thought, oh, this is so fucking cool. And my dad came to visit me, and he just wanted to visit me at my work because I guess he was proud of me. He's like, wow, my son's working. And I introduced him to everyone. Everyone's like, oh, it's very nice to meet you. And then I asked him, hey man, Pops, can you get this for me, man? And he's like, yeah, sure. And so he got me this collection as kind of like a, congratulations on your getting your first job kind of thing. I'll never forget what one of my coworkers said. They said, "Man, I wish my dad would come in and just buy me a game." And it's true, man. Like as you get older, that doesn't happen. And oh my god, I can't wait to be able to do that for my son because I am so gonna do shit like that. I love him so much. Sorry, I'm getting sappy. That was kind of like the whole history of how I got the game, and I enjoyed it. I thought it was fantastic. It was a really, really fucking good game. It went back to like what made DMC 1 good, you know what I mean? It just a lot more, and plus we got to learn about Virgil and how he fit in regards to like the first game, how he was the Neon and Angelo, I think was his name. So it was cool. I just really liked, and then it was like a cockier Dante, and we just got to know him better. It was really fun. It was a cool game that felt like what DMC should feel like. And when I play this, I'm like, all right, they're on the right track. Like they know what they're doing. Which is funny. Which I didn't really get to mention this in the last video, so I want to mention this now. But I think the Devil May Cry timeline has always been something that's amusing. So, when the first game came out, it was the first game, right? They're like, yeah, it's Devil May Cry 1. And then when the sequel came out, they're like, yeah, it's Devil May Cry 2. It takes place after part 1. And we're like, of course. When this game came out, they're like, oh, it's a prequel. It takes place before part 1. So it would be DMC 3, 1, and then 2. And we're like, of course, that makes complete sense. Because they do that sometimes. Like, I even did it when I made Drunk Max 3. That was a prequel. Just some people do that. From Dusk Till Dawn did it. Part 3 was a prequel that took place before Part 1 and Part 2. So it's just, sometimes they don't know where to go with the characters anymore. So they think, well, why don't we tell the origin story? That would be fun. So that's what they did. And then things got kind of weird because Part 4 came out. And then they're like, right. So Part 4 actually takes place after Part 1, but before Part 2. So then all of a sudden it was DMC 3, 1, 4, 2. And that's kind of, if you when you say it out loud, it sounds weird, but then if you really think about it, you're like, well, it's not that complicated. So then DMC 5 comes out earlier this year, and what do? They're like, actually, we're rechanging the timeline, and now it's just so straightforward. It's DMC3, then 1, 2, 4, 5. That's how it goes. So the 2 is just right after 1, which makes no sense, I feel, because Dante is like completely out of character. But whatever, that's what they wanted to do. They thought that would be cool, I guess. But anyway, guys, so that is my story. I'm very pleased with it. And yeah, I was very happy to add this game to my collection, and you know, we'll get to DMC 4 and hopefully 5 one day. You know, we got a whiles to go. We got consoles to cover, but as the last PS2 DMC game, this game was rad as shit. Anyway, guys, thank you so much for watching. We will be back next week with some more Chris's collection, so stay tuned for that. Take care, guys.